I have to do a vlog or something, because if not, my daughter is going to kill me. So, and it's not like this comes particularly naturally to me. And she said, Mom, I think you can just go on there and just do a bunch of rants. People love it when people do rants. And I'm like, okay, I can sure rant about a whole lot of things, but I don't know if you're really interested in the things I have to say. It's just all the stress. I think it's just all the stress that anybody who is a mom and a working mom and a stay-at-home mom and a married mom can identify with. And so it's funny because my daughter gets to edit these, so she's gonna know all of the inner circle kind of my thought process. But that's okay, because there's nothing that I really would keep from her. In particular, I kind of, on my mind lately is, this issue about taking your kids to the pediatrician. And I had to make some appointments for my kids. They're 10 and 12. I had to make some appointments for them this week for their annual checkups. And we're a little bit behind on that because the aforementioned stress that is going on. But anyways, I made the appointments, and we're switching the pediatrician of my daughter because, and I'm hoping that some of you can identify with this, the last time I took my daughter to the pediatrician, the lady doc who came in the room, who I've never really connected with her personally anyway, and this is important only for purposes of this story, but she's extremely skinny. She's an extremely thin person. And that's fine. I'm not judging people for being thin or fat or whatever weight they are. But when she comes into the room and she starts pointing to the BMI chart on the wall and telling my daughter that at age 9, this was at age 9, that she has to watch what she eats because she's just, see, this is where she is on the BMI chart and she really should be here. And my daughter's starting to cry and there's these tears coming down her face. And I'm wanting to take this woman and shove her into a box and throw her out the window because, number one, I'm a therapist. This is my office, by the way. And so I work a lot with people who have been told things about their body image, girls in particular, and horrible things. I have one client that comes in to see me and she's about 15 or 16. And she had this stepfather, and he used to almost delight in telling her that no boy was ever going to love her the way she was because she's just too chunky. And so obviously she just forget dating because no one's ever going to be interested in her because she's just too fat. This is a stepfather living in the same home with this girl who kind of basically was wrecking her self-esteem, and it just doesn't really work for me. And I was very angry at this pediatrician. And so we left, and I reached out to some of my friends on Facebook, and I told them what happened. And I said, I believe in my daughter's ability to be a strong and athletic and capable young woman. And I believe in her sound mental abilities, her intelligence. I think she has so much to offer the world. And I don't want her to be held back thinking that she's not worthy of these things because she has a little extra, whatever you want to call it right now at age 9 or 10. And she's very tall. She's extremely tall for her age. She is almost off the charts on height. And one of the tallest, if not has been the tallest kid in her class, hands down, boys and girls included, has been the tallest child in her classroom. And the older they get, that starts to change a little bit, but she's still very, very tall. So I have seen a lot of young women have a little extra pudge in those years, and then as soon as they get to be 12, 13, 14, they shoot up like a weed, they slim down, they become very skinny and athletic. I see it all the time, and I'm not worried. I am not worried, but I don't want a pediatrician that's going to put ideas in her head that are going to make her feel unhealthy and have unhealthy thoughts about her body. So I did reach out to my friends and asked for recommendations. Now, almost everybody was very understanding, and they immediately kind of rallied around me and said that was wrong. That never should have happened. We know the pediatrician of which you are speaking, and we don't like her either. It was very reassuring. And so we have moved her to another pediatrician. And So I'll just keep on changing doctors until I find one that can talk to her about being healthy and being happy and feeling good about herself and emphasizing her self-esteem and self-worth, and knowing that she's already a swimmer. She's a black belt in Choi Kwon Do. She's a very active child. She's outside a lot. She's playing outside a lot. And I'm just still really mad about the whole thing, and it was a year ago now. So anyway, that was my rant for today. Thank you for enjoying me on my little 5-minute rant. But I mean, life is really too short, and I see young women and young men in here in the counseling office with a lot of issues that it takes years to work through. And sometimes it takes years of therapy to undo the cruel comments that are made, not just by their peers, but by their parents and by their authority figures in their lives. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up with that and let Marina have at editing this, and then I will be back in a couple of days with my next rant on One Mom in a Million. Thank you for watching.